Hello, and welcome to my 5-minute AKI HAYAKAWA deck breakdown. In this video, we'll be constructing a deck that will best suit the top-notch jerkface himself, using only cards from regular Magic the Gathering. No custom cards, limited Universe Beyond collabs, bracket 3 only. Now for those of you who haven't watched Chainsaw Man, this is AKI HAYAKAWA. Aki is a devil hunter that works under Makima's special squad, and has made multiple contracts with many a devil. This devil grants Aki with a nail-like sword. By pointing the nail anywhere on the target's body and yelling fire, Aki can stab them with it. After stabbing them 3 times, the Cursed Devil deals massive damage to the target. Continuing the theme of instant kill moves, Aki can put the tips of his fingers together and yell Khan to have the Fox Devil instantly devour his target. This massive fox can also be summoned partially in order to crush opponents under her massive paws. Finally, after losing the Fox Devil later in the series, Aki's contract with the Future Devil allows him to see several seconds into the future. Similar to a Sharingan, Aki can avoid dangerous situations, and it gives him the opportunity to counterattack at a moment's notice. Now that we've covered Aki's power set from the show, before we move to the deck building part of the video, if you'd like more Magic the Gathering translations of your favorite anime pro tags, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future updates. To capture Aki's power set in Magic the Gathering, we need a deck that can kill the opponent in a few attacks, summon a giant fox to wreak devastation, and peer into our deck so that we always know our next move. The commander that I believe would best represent AKI HAYAKAWA, Etrada the Silencer. This legendary vampire assassin has the ability, AKI HAYAKAWA can't be blocked. Whenever Aki deals combat damage to a player, exile target creature that player controls and puts a hit counter on that card. That player loses the game if they own 3 or more exiled cards with hit counters on them. Aki's owner shuffles Aki into their library. We'll be playing Aki from our commander zone, and with one of these nifty haste enablers, strike at one of my opponents, exiling their creature or even their commander. Normally Aki would be shuffled into my deck, but the commander rule states that if our commander card leaves the battlefield, we can choose to instead move it to our commander's zone, adding a 2-mana tax each time it's moved. This is going to allow me to get out a swing with Aki no later than turn 4, and possibly allow us to swing again in the following 2 turns. After our second swing, the 4-mana commander tax would make it difficult to bring out Aki again. Instead, we can choose to shuffle our commander into our deck. There are 3 ways to recall Aki back from the library. The easiest way would be using Transmutation. This is an activated ability introduced in Ravnica that lets us pay the transmute cost of a card in our hand in order to fetch a card with the same mana value as a discarded card from our library. Dimir Houseguard and Clutch of the Undercity will let me fetch Aki from our deck, as they both have a 4-cost mana value. If these powerful tutors aren't in our hand, alternatively we can use the combination of Entomb and Reanimate to dump our commander into the graveyard and resummon at the low cost of 4 life. The last way to bring out Aki would be the hardest, involving physically sifting through our deck to find him. Thankfully, we can employ the power of the Future Devil and these thematic Brainstorm-esque cards to look at several cards on top of our library, putting them back in any order. The strongest Brainstorm effect, Limb Duel's Vault, a 2-mana Dimir instant which lets me look at the top cards in my library. Then I can put these cards on the bottom of my library and repeat the process as many times as I want for the low cost of 1 life per pull. In a 99 card commander deck, in the absolute worst scenario, we'll find Aki by paying at most 20 life. With all this top deck manipulation, I wanted to add cards that would generate us insane value. Baneful Omen can hit for massive damage, as it hurts all of our opponents based on the mana value of our top deck card. Temporal Mastery can let us take an extra turn for only 2 mana if you draw it for the first time and cast it for its miracle cost. Finally, Diviner's Lockbox gives us 1.5 Pot of Greeds of value if we can predict the name of the top card of my deck. You might have noticed that Aki and all of these Brainstorm cards have been letting us put cards from other zones into our library. What if there was a way to benefit from this, preferably in a furry package? Introducing Dutiful Knowledge Seeker. This fox spirit gets stronger each time anyone puts a card from any zone into their library. We'll cast this card early in the game, and as the game goes on, it's going to get bigger and bigger each time we brainstorm. Swing with Aki, or if my opponents cast their own deck recyclers. The secondary ability of the Fox Devil is on first glance a 3-mana way to add a +1/+1 counter to it, as it allows you to put any card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. But We can pair this weak ability with Arvinox the Mind Flail, a 9/9 horror that can let us play cards from the bottom of my opponent's decks. Use Knowledge Seeker to send Unstoppable Slasher to the bottom of my opponent's decks on their turn. Then at the end of my turn, I can cast it on my side of the field. By stealing 3 cards with Arvinox, I can turn him into a creature and swing for the game. So, do you think this deck captured the essence of AKI? Are there any cards you think would be better suited to make this deck work more effectively? Let me know. Also, thank you for watching this video. What should the next anime be that I cover? Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned, more to come.